quoted something like, let's say 3-1 or something. And then he said, well, what about if they were to do, say, 5 in a row? And the bookmaker said, they'll be silly. So he offered him 1,000 to 1, and I believe he had €50 on that. So he right now is sitting pretty on that particular bet. It was some bet to take back at the beginning of 2006. I don't know who it is, but I do know he exists.
Yeah, well, good wise punt at this stage. But you know, Waterford didn't tip. You know, this game still a long way to go. But you know, there's only going to be one result, and Waterford tipped. Next Sunday, you know, whoever wins that will obviously go in as underdogs in the Ireland final, and at the same time, you know, Tipperary were only a puck of the ball away last year. Waterford played very well against Kilkenny last year in the Ireland semi-final, but as I keep saying, I just think Kilkenny are a lot stronger this year.
So Jerry O'Connor comes on in place of the captain, Kieran Murphy, and once again it's Michael Fennelly slipping it in here to Richie Power, coming out onto the 45-metre line. That's another attempted shot which won't please the manager all that much, because they've had wides in the second half. They've had one stopped by the goalkeeper. Their wides tally now is up to 10. Here's Jackie Tyrrell. Oh, he's gone a good 90 metres with this clearance. Owen Cadigan drops it down, challenged by a couple of Kilkenny players. Inside to Egan again. That's good vision, picking out Ben O'Connor. Now Horgan, what can he do? Trying to turn. Only 22 years of age, a lot of expected of Patrick Horgan.
Yeah, not all the intensity really jerking out of it again. You can see that in Kilkenny's play. They've had 4 or 5 uncharacteristic wides since half time. They're just kind of strolling around the place now, and you know, it's going to be a long second half, I think, for everybody.
Well, even Kilkenny supporters and mentors were saying, we hope we get a good game from Cork today, because the sport needs it. Hurling needs it.
Well, I take that with a grain of salt from Kilkenny. They're not interested in what anybody else is doing once they're winning. And, you know, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row. Like, if you look at the minor team earlier on, the exhibition that they produced, the strength of them, the athleticism, the hurling abilities, goal scoring, scored 5 goals against a good enough Galway team, just destroyed them, and they just seem to have a conveyor belt at the moment, way ahead of what anybody else is producing.
Tough on Dennis Walsh and the rest of the selectors now, trying to concoct any kind of plan to come to terms with the challenge that they are confronting. Michael Fennelly again looking around to go diagonally, pick out a spot where there might be some gain. Brian Murphy comes out here, getting away from Eddie Brennan. Niall McCarthy, he's a big-hearted player from Carricktool, takes off again. Difficult one for Cathal Naughton to get at the end of. Instead it's Tommy Welch, and Tommy Welch raises one of the biggest cheers in Croke Park for the afternoon.
Yeah, great bit of hurling. The way he trapped that ball, just pure hurling, drove out, and he wasn't looking for a free, he was ready to play on.
Of all the popular figures in this particular Kilkenny team, I think he is up there with Henry Shefflin.
Yeah, you know, what a career he's had. This is his 8th season, but in 7 full seasons he's won 7 All-Stars. Won them a cornerback, wing back, midfield, wing forward. Just incredible. You could put him anywhere, and you know, he's only 27 years of age. So much more to come from him, and you know, he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest players we've ever seen.
He's actually scored a goal and 28 points as a forward. There he is again, or here at Cork again. Cork are about to make a change, and it's going to be Michael Cussin's turn to come in a moment. So Michael Cussin will come on, and it will be let's just see who's going to go off. It's going to be Cathal Naughton. So big Michael Cussin comes in. We don't have a Saki, he went off at half-time, but Michael Cussin's in at full forward now if he ever gets the possession. Horgan has it, trying to go through, and he's got a penalty. Well, Cork are 2-16 to 6 points down, and Pat Horgan will probably be the taker of the penalty. Scored one against Limerick, had one saved as well. This is where he was running into the challenge of JJ Delaney. He was trying to force his way forward, looking for it, and Brian Gavin says, yep.
Yeah, well, I think they're so far ahead, you know. I think in a tight game he wouldn't have got that. He definitely led with the hurl, I thought, and JJ Delaney said frustrated. He was going to catch that ball, and John Dalton brought it down in front of him.
3 yellow cards now for Kilkenny backs. It's JJ. Well, in a tighter match, as you say, Michael, it might well not have gone their way, but here in this particular match, with that wide margin, 16 points, Pat Horgan shoots, and it's gone up over the bar off the stick there of PJ Ryan. Has to be content with a white flag rather than a green, and it's Pat Horgan's first point of this match. Good stop by PJ Ryan, good height for him as well. It was a way too high and away.
Yeah. It might have been even gone over the bar without the touch, but to me, that's at this level, that has to be low and hard and on target, and there's no excuse for that. It was rising all the time over the bar, and that's very poor.
So in points, 22 points to 7, as you can see, and Ronan Curran takes this one down. Very commanding figure up towards Horgan again, trying to get away now here from Jackie Tyrrell, letting it fly from a huge distance, and that's a smashing point. That's 2 in a row now for the 22-year-old from Glen Rovers.
Yeah, super score, John. And you have to say about Pat Horgan in the second half, whether it was a penalty or not, he was on the ball, and that's the third or fourth time in the second half, and that's a great score off his left side.
Well, the future is, for Cork at least, players like Pat Horgan and like Paddy O'Sullivan and William Egan. They've got to go that route now, I think. Sean O'Halpine, one of those to give fantastic service over the years. Unable to link up with Niall McCarthy. Tommy Welch nips in. Bit of a scramble. In the end, TJ Reid comes away with it. Stolen from him by Jerry O'Connor. And on it comes here to the twin brother, Ben O'Connor, out as far as Horgan, going for 3 in a row. And he's got it. How about that? Bit of a comeback now being made by Cork.
Yeah, good work there by Jerry O'Connor. First of all, intercepted a good ball, and Ben then lays it off nicely to Pat Horgan. Another good score.
Just didn't seem to have that sense of confidence about them in the opening 20 minutes when Kilkenny went about their business and simply blitzed the men in red. They come again. Larkin getting away from Egan, twisting this way and that. This is very reminiscent of the goal he got in the 2008 semi-final. This time it comes out to Eddie Brennan, blocked down that time by Cadigan. Back to Brennan again, trying to make a better angle for himself. Sensible play. Back here once again to the midfield player, and Cha nips in and puts it over, and that's 2 points in this second half for the man from Ballyhale Shamrocks, James Cha Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, you could sense maybe Kilkenny had taken their foot off the pedal for the last 10 minutes, and just Owen Larkin, great catch again there, and lovely ball outside by Eddie Brennan and to Cha, and as I said earlier, always very accurate and taps it over the bar.
And again they come. James Ryle, nicely down. Again a good angle taken up by Eddie Brennan. He was anticipating, didn't make it that time. He's claiming that it did go over. Even with that kind of a lead, they're still looking for more. And that's the greatness of the team, never content, always looking for more. Michael Dempsey there alongside Brian Cody, valuable member of the backroom team, along with Martin Fogarty, of course, as well. From that puck out, straight to Owen Larkin. That's a bad puck out. JJ Delaney returning it. This time it's Shane Murphy who was watching it going back. Martin Comerford was coming across. Down went Owen Cadigan, and Cork will have themselves a free out. Well, they'll play on and look for more respectability. They won't want to be hammered, but there's an opportunity now for Michael Rice to come into the game. Meanwhile, the Kilkenny backs dealing with the threat from Cork, and it's Michael Fennelly again, who had a marvellous first half when the match mattered most. Out to Cha Fitzpatrick, his midfield partner. It's going to be interesting to see who comes off if Michael Rice comes on, because they both played well, Cha and Fennelly.
Michael Rice can play at centre forward as well, so maybe it's one of the forwards. I can't imagine either of the midfielders been taken off, but he probably wants to get some match time into Michael Rice before the All-Ireland final.
Noel Hickey taken down well here by Sean O'Halpine. Played on here towards Jerry O'Connor. Now John Gardner. Well, from a distance, his striking is good, and he's put it over and he's got his first point. So it's going to be Eddie Brennan who's got to come off, by the way, to enable Michael Rice to come on as we watch that point again in reprise. Beautiful score there by John Gardner. Cork's 10th.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting, it shows you the way Kilkenny operate. Eddie Brennan has been very lively to me, but he's hit 4 maybe wides. He scored a goal in the point, but he could have had 1-5, and I'd say that's just a little reminder that he'll have to be a bit sharper the next day.
He's now 31 years of age, same as Henry.